Welcome to another episode of Hello World. Cut. Has. Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on, BodyGarbage? How are you? How is everything going? How was your day? Let me stick the invite link in the chat just to see if you'd like to come aboard. I got to check myself out to see if I am buffering, and it looks like so far so good. Yes. So yes. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, turn on your notification bells, and definitely, if you can, just give me some thumbs up. Ooh. Hey, Eva. Hello. Welcome to Hello World. How were your days, guys? How was everything? You know how I like to start it off. So this morning, I woke up, and I absolutely have been on my waking up early regimen, and it's pretty good. I haven't had any complaints. I haven't complained about it. And it's been good. Hey, Boondog, how are you? Hey, J Dog. That's your new one, J Dog. So I woke up and I've been doing really good with waking up early and, trying to take my time during the day and, just doing some pretty decent things in the morning. And I can't complain. Everything is good. So I was able to I did everything that I normally would have done. I bought one of my coworkers. It was their birthday, and I bought a cake. I bought a rum cake. Yeah, I bought a rum cake to the office, and no one seemed to notice. So I was just like, okay, I guess it wasn't that strong to them. But yeah, they ate a slice of that rum cake, and I was cutting them like regular human sizes. And I gave myself a slither because I have to keep my girlish figure. I'm just joking. But I don't really like cake that much. And I don't know if there was chocolate in it or not. So I just took a little tiny piece. So we celebrated my coworker's birthday. Today was her actual birthday. So it was cool. And the cake was delicious. It was fresh. There was some almonds on the side, and it was good. What else did I do today? So then I worked. Work was pretty long today. Work was pretty long. There was a lot of stuff going on. And then I went to the gym. Yes, I go to the gym as much as I can. And the cool thing about it is, so tonight I ran again for the first time. And I haven't run on the treadmill in months because not supposedly, but because I had been losing weight, running or doing cardio is not going to help the situation. So I said, you know what? I need to work on getting my what's the word I'm thinking of? My endurance up. I need to get my endurance up. So in order for me to get my endurance up, I like to run. And what I do is I set the treadmill at the highest point that I could go with no hands, and I just jog with no hands. And I set the pace to about a 3, which is like a light jog up a steep hill. I figure, you know what? It's doing just as much as if I was on a 0 incline running 6 speed. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And at least this time I'm really running uphill. So I did that. And then I went down I ran into my buddies who, guys, I was talking about Thomas last night, right? So Thomas was at the gym, and then the other lady was at the gym too. Hey, the disposable, how are you? Welcome back. Nice to see you. I want to introduce you to the Boondock. Bye. I want to introduce you to Eva because I'm not sure. And J Dog, I know you definitely may not have met J Dog. So everybody check out the Disposed channel. The channel, because I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm not looking at it good anyway. So J-Dog in his house. Okay, I'll correct that. But definitely check each other out. I like to promote everyone getting to know each other. Hi, Freddie. How are you? Yes, you made it. Woo! Yes. Thank you for coming aboard. Um, yeah, so like I was saying, everybody in the chat, if they have content that they're creating, just be mindful, all of us, that we're all trying to set goals and meet goals on YouTube. And by helping each other out, we help meet those goals. So watch the videos. If you like them, put the thumbs up. If you like their channel, hit the subscribe button. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to make or break you. It's not going to put more money in your pocket or take money away. So all you're doing is helping a fellow YouTuber. So anyway, I ran into those two in the gym. They were on a treadmill, like lightly walking, but they were sweating. So they were, they were probably getting their workout on. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go down to the pit. So I was in the pit, and then they came to the pit. Yes, they came to the pit, and then they were like, okay, Joy, what are you working on? I was like, well, I just started. So I was doing kettlebell swings, which right now, guys, this piece right here, that piece right there on my arm, this piece right here on my arm is very sore. It's very sore. And I don't feel like I did much. So I was doing kettlebell swings, and another member showed up, and then I was talking to them for a minute. Then they came in. So I stopped what I was doing, the conversation I was having, so we could work out together. So what I did, they were like, okay, Joy, what are you working on? So I was like, I don't know. I was like, nothing really. So I had them do the kettlebell swing, and then I got the half moon shaped little tire thingy ball thing, turned it upside down so that you had to balance on that ball. And they were looking at me like, no, I can't do it. I was like, yes, you can. Let's just try one time. Let's just do 5. Guys, they were able to do it. Yes. I was so elated, like excited, overjoyed, because I was like, guys, it's really up here that will determine if you can or cannot do something. And so, as much as they know I can't, and the wobbling, I say, listen, when I first got on this thing, I was wobbling, like my legs were literally going like this. And then I made it up in my mind, and I said, you know what? You're not wobbling anymore. You're just gonna do this. And so the woman who taught me how to do that, she wasn't trying to hold on to me or nothing. She was just like, get on. I was like, okay. So I got on. My legs again was like as soon as I started going down into a squat, my legs were like this. But then she gave me a 6-pound core ball. And a core ball is pretty much a ball with a pound's weight, a weighted ball, and it has arms that you can hold. I used a 14-pound ball. When I first started doing this, she gave me a 6-pound. And so again, my legs were wobbly. By the time I did 2 rounds of it, I had already made up in my mind that my legs weren't going to wobble. I was going to be stable, and I was going to let my core do all of the work. And guess what? I did it. And so tonight, both Tammy and Thomas did it. I said, see, you could do it. You can do it. I was excited. And so like I was there for support. I was like, look, I'm not going to go anywhere. So if you feel like you're going to fall off, you have my shoulder. And so like, they had my arm to like lean on, and my shoulder if they felt like they were wobbling. But I said, look, you got this. It was to the point where they didn't need me, and they were just able to go down and squat. And I said, all it is really in your mind. You just have to see yourself on stable ground, not on this thing that is going like this, but you're on stable ground. You're holding in your core, and you just going down low. I was excited, guys. I was excited. And then I showed them this other thing I saw on Instagram where you pretty much you use a kettlebell. Yeah, kettlebell. I use the 25-pound kettlebell. And you pretty much have the kettlebell, and you squat and then come up and raise it like this. And I did that 10 times. Let me tell you, I was extremely exhausted. And then we did kettlebell swings. Now, mind you, I haven't been to the gym since Thursday. It was either Wednesday or Thursday was the last time I was at the gym. So there was a lot of days in between where I missed. But I will be back again tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a pregame, post it, and then come live. And maybe I'll come live a little later so you guys can see that video and be like, oh my goodness, Joy, I'm going to do it with you next time. And then we all have our little workout outfits on, and then we'll be in the live. And I'll put you guys on. Well, I can't go live because I don't have 1,000 subs. So, but if I take my laptop, I can do it. Hey, Flat Earths. Oh my goodness. Flat Earths. I want to introduce you to Freddie. I also want to introduce you to Eva and the channel. Check out Flat Earth, guys. Flat Earths has a unique channel. I enjoy going into his channel because he makes you think, and it's just good chats. So definitely check each other out. Growing is what we all ultimately are trying to do. So guys, in a nutshell, that was my day, and now I'm here with you. Yes! And that leads me to today's topic, which is knowing what you're worth. How many of you know what your worth is? And if you do know what your worth is, how long did it take for you to realize what your worth is? And when I say your worth, I'm speaking specifically to the moments in life where we don't think we're good enough for individuals. We don't think we're good enough to create or to do something. Guys, once you know your worth, you are unstoppable. And I'm not saying unstoppable in a way where you would carry yourself or mismanage your power. I'm saying you're going to carry yourself with authority within yourself and say, you know what? I can accomplish anything because I know what my worth is. I finally know what my worth is. And I'm incredible. I'm loving. I'm the most, like, guys, when you know your worth, everybody else who doesn't see that little sparkle in your eye, that little creativity and uniqueness that you have, those people will not matter because you will view them as like, man, you would rather miss an opportunity like this, like yourselves, for some nothingness. But then again, everybody is entitled to their own opinion because your greatness might not be greatness to them, and that's quite all right. But the point of the matter is, even if they don't notice or think your greatness is amazing, it doesn't negate the fact that you are great. And there's plenty of other people in this world who are going to see your greatness, plenty of other people in this world who are going to see your creativity, plenty of other people in this world who are going to see that glimmer, that light, that spark, that inspiration that oozes out of you, and will not neglect that. They will not pass you up. Because when there's greatness, you don't pass that up. You do not allow greatness to pass you up, because if you do, you may never get it again. So know your worth, folks. That's what you're worth. Your greatness. Don't be cocky, because when you're cocky, that is not a form of greatness. Greatness is when you can do it in humility. You walk in your graceful. Know your worth. Because when you know your worth, it's kind of hard for you to down yourself. It's kind of hard for you to say, oh man, maybe those people are right. I can't, I'm not good enough, because you'll know within yourself you are good enough. Again, not being cocky about your worth or your greatness. There's a fine line, because there's some people who are very arrogant. That's not greatness. That's not a form of greatness. To me, that's a form of a self-esteem or low self-esteem issues. Because when you have low self-esteem issues, you sometimes have to bring others down in order for you to make yourself feel good. You may not think you're bringing other people down in order to make yourself good, but what flows from your heart comes out of your mouth. So what is your heart speaking, folks? What is your heart speaking? Because again, guys, like I said, this right here, your heart will tell the entire world exactly what you're feeling and thinking. So what is your heart saying? What is it oozing? Is it oozing that confidence that you should learn to have? Is it oozing that love that you need to share? Is it oozing that creative spark that just needs to be ignited? Because when you know your worth, you'll start working towards those things that were impossible. When you know your worth, you'll start looking and viewing every situation, not face value, but deeper. Guys, let me tell you today. Oh, I forgot to tell you this today. Hey, Adam, how are you? I forgot to tell you guys this today. So I parked my car walking to the place I reside in, and I saw a woman standing at the door frame of a man's house, waiting to buy whatever she wanted to buy. I just looked at them and not like looked at them like shame on you. I just looked at them like the kind of look that you would look in somebody where you look deep inside their soul and say, you are better than this. And they tried to play it off like they weren't trying to do an exchange or something like that. But I knew exactly. And I didn't allow the gaze of my eyes to leave their eyeballs until I fully passed them. Because I want them to remember that look that I was giving them. So when she decides to load up, she'll remember that look. Maybe that might encourage her to put it down for a half a second more. Because guys, it doesn't matter if it's a half a second or a full moment or for the rest of her life. I got her attention. And I had her attention because as she was smiling at me, laughing like she wasn't doing anything, I was looking at her. All I could think about was my. What happened? What happened? And you can come out of it. It's going to be a hard road, but you can come out. So my heart was broken as I was walking past them. My heart breaks when I see stuff like that because, one, that tells you that they're so deep in their addiction that they're not even aware that everybody knows what they're doing. It breaks my heart because I wonder, where did she find the money to even buy or attempt to buy? Because remember, I didn't see the full transaction because as soon as they saw me staring at them as I walked by, they pretended like they weren't doing no transaction. But I saw the whole thing. I was glad it was me and not a child. I was glad it was me and not someone else who may be more sensitive to that. I was glad it was me and maybe not another potential addict walking past to do whatever. Because any scenario could have happened if it wasn't me at that very moment. It was just a great reminder for me that addiction kills the family. And this is exactly why that shirt will never be taken off the shelves. I actually wish I had that shirt on when I walked by them. Do I hope to ever see them again? I do hope to see the woman again because I want to look at her. I want her to see the hurt in my eyes. Maybe she doesn't care. I don't know. But you have no idea. But if possible, I would love for her to see the hurt in my eyes. reflecting back on how I want her to live her fullest life. Maybe it's a reach that I'm thinking that she'll think deeply enough. Maybe she's too far gone to even think logically. I don't know. But no one is ever too far from coming back. It just takes a village, guys. If I do see her again, and our paths cross where we can actually have a conversation, I will talk to her. Not to down her or be like, oh, shame on you, blah, blah. No, just like regular talk. How you doing? How's your day? Just regular talk. I don't even need to get into her whole life story. But when there's something about when somebody shows concern, you get a little antsy, like, oh my goodness, why are you showing concern? She had the itch, guys, so I know what I saw. Just dancing around. And I saw her when I first turned the corner, walking up the street. And when I saw where she ended up, I was just like, wow. So, guys, you have no idea of a person's destination. Pay attention. If she knew her worth and how amazing she could be, and even the guy that was selling it to her, if he knew his worth and how amazing he could be, I don't care how. And then, like, guys, they looked about like in their 50s. So we're not talking about young kids. We're talking about people in their 50s. So they've been in their scenario or situation, for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time. I can tell. I've been exposed to a lot of different things. Maybe not that up close, but I'm not dumb. Neither are any of you. But if I could just if they could just see how great they could be. And it doesn't necessarily mean great by like doing like making $1 million, but just great in how they can hold down a life worth leaving a legacy. Imagine if they understood that their life is a legacy. And even if it's good or bad, it's still a legacy. But the difference is it worth having or passing the torch on? That's what we're all capable of doing. I hope that I have a torch that's blazing so high that a couple people might need to carry that. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Hey, Eat Sleep, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. Guys, check out Eat Sleep if you haven't. She's an amazing person. She actually has a show coming out on Saturdays, guys. I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. So talk in the chat and let them know what that is, Eat Sleep, if they're asking about that. But I'm excited for you. Yeah, so I hadn't seen a scenario like that in a very long time, except for like on TV, but in real life, full HD, because I got decent vision. HD, like, and I'm saying we were literally 25 feet from each other. We're not talking about like a good distance, 25 feet, literally. As I walked past them, this is the sidewalk, this is where the house was. I walked past them and I was looking at them. They were looking at me. The guy didn't want to look at me. He just bent over. But she caught my gaze, turned around, pretended like she wasn't doing it, but she was laughing. She was smiling at me, but I didn't smile back because I need you to know I know exactly what you're doing. And I don't think it's funny at all. You tearing up your body with a chemical that's just going to kill you faster. What about her family, guys? I feel for her family if she has a family around. They're the ones that have to deal with it more directly than me. Imagine them, right? Because it's not just her. She's affected. This one, that one, this one, that one, the other, the other, the other, the other, the other, all because of one person. And then me. Know your worth. Try not to fall into temptations. I mean, it's easy, guys. We're human. And it's easy to fall into temptations. But remember, if you fall for temptations, it's very hard to pull yourself out. So before you fall into a temptation, just think about the repercussions of not just yourself, but how it's going to affect all of the people around you, and then the subcategory, because I'm a subcategory who is affected by their drug sale. And now you guys get another effect of their drug sale, because I'm telling you what happened. You see how it goes, guys? So now that we know that part, imagine now that proves the point, right? So they affected me and they affected their families, but let's stick inspiration in there. Their inspiration or our inspiration is affecting us, and then then it affects the people that surrounds us, and then all the people that see the people that you've affected, and even you. Bam. That's the way we use that in a positive way. So if that can affect it, then it's absolutely positively positive that inspiration can become the secret sauce to all of our lives. Nothing is impossible. And it even gets better when you know your worth. See, we'll turn it personal on me because maybe you guys don't want to share. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Welcome back to Hello World. I want to introduce you to Eat, Sleep, Flat Earth, and also Adam's Exploits, if you don't know them. So it was only recently when I realized what my worth was. And I was like, wait a second, Joy, you are amazing. Yeah, guys. I can talk inspiration all day, and I believe inspiration all day, but I'm still human. And I'm a work in progress every day, all day. And I can admit that because I'm humble enough and I'm not afraid to be weak. Because what does that gain? What do I gain? Doesn't make me less of who I am. I think it just makes me a little easier to talk to because now you're like, okay, well, she cool. But yes, when I learned my worth, I was like, wait a second. You the secret sauce. You're amazing. You are unstoppable, girl. Go ahead, girl. Jiggling, baby. Go ahead, girl. So, guys, when you know your worth, that's how you're going to be. Yes. Unstoppable. You will create so many great things if you haven't already done so within your own world. All of the things that you may have said no to, you're going to start saying yes. All of the ideas that you just trumped because you were like, nah, I can't do it. You're going to be like, what? I'm great. I could do this. You may not even know the exact method on how to do it, but you're going to do it because you have that confidence in yourself. Not the arrogant confidence, but just that natural confidence that we all have inside of us. And sometimes we just need somebody to scratch the surface. You know how, like, if you scratch a balloon and it pops, all the water pops out? That's what we need sometimes to each other. Or just take that pen and go, boop. That's all that greatness is going to gush out of you. What you've been afraid to do, you will do. And you won't be ashamed to do it because you know what your heart's intent is. And when you know your heart's intent is coming from pureness, you don't have anything to worry about. So check your motives. Everything you do, guys, check your motives. Check your motives. When I say check your motives, ask yourself, is what I'm doing going to positively affect someone? Is what I'm saying going to positively affect someone? What I'm doing, is it going to make something better? Will it make life easier? Am I doing it because I want the glory? Because guys, too many things that I've come across, that I've been a part of, different people's things where they wanted to start something. I'm a supporter because, again, like I said, I know what it's like to do things and not have the proper support. So I've always said I'm never going to leave people hanging. So this is how you test it. If what you're doing is of pure motives, it's going to continue to prosper. But if it's not, that thing's going to flop. It will flop. I was a part of a group where, it was like, for lack of other word, well, it was a group where you just sat together and then we were supposed to, it was a course where we were supposed to become trainers, right? And within that course, within that training thing, assessment, we took the course ourselves. After our group, there was another group, but it was never the same because I'm not saying that the motives were bad, but were they pure? Because that thing just crashed and burned. And then from what I heard, I didn't hear too many good things about the person who was coordinating the group. Made me feel bad, made me feel like a sucker. Because I was absolutely taking it seriously. I'm sure they were too, but the motive wasn't. I'll leave it at that because I don't know if they'll ever watch this chat and I don't ever want anybody to think I'm talking about them. But I just use that as an example of when your motives are not right. You may think what you're doing is going great, but eventually that junk is going to flop. Test and show yourself approved. But when you know your worth and you do things with pure motives, with a good heart, good intent that's going to help prosper your community, it's going to flourish. And I'm not saying everything is, now I'm not also, let me just get this straight too. I'm not saying that everything people do, if it flops, is because their motives weren't correct. That's not always the case. But in some cases, it is. Some cases, things don't work out the way they're supposed to because maybe there's not enough support. Maybe it's poor planning. Maybe some adjustments need to be done. That's different from when people do things just for selfish gain. But when you know your worth, you're not going to need to do anything for selfish gain because you're going to be too concerned about the progression of your community, of others, your family, your loved ones, that you're going to end up helping yourself. Because when you see people doing great because you had a tiny hand in it, you're living in your purpose. And that's life. Amazing. That smile that you end up having from that is genuine. That smile that you end up having from that is your heart saying, well done. So know your worth. You want to learn how you can know your worth? Because I like to give you, some ideas. You can take it or leave it, up to you. Look at yourself in the mirror for 5 minutes. Say, self, do you know your worth? I wasn't to fly like an eagle to the sea, fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead, Adam. Fly like an eagle. You got this, Adam. No matter what, you got this. Because, guys, it's in here that will keep you and sustain you when everything else may not be going according to plan. It's in here that will give you the momentum to keep pushing. When everything else around you, your random acts of kindness, folks, who will come around and rally around you and say those things that you just happen to need to hear, give you that call, that encouragement that you just needed right when you were about to quit. Roads may not be easy, but it's worth it, especially when you know your worth. You won't need to argue with people when you know your worth. Conflicts will become far few and in between, far few, because you know your worth. You'll know that you can't allow yourself to waste or spend that much energy in conflict because your worth is needed elsewhere. Your time is needed elsewhere. Your time is needed for yourself. But if you're in constant conflict, how are you going to focus on yourself? How are you going to feed yourself great things, inspirational things, not just edible things, but inspirational things, things that are going to build you up? If you're always in conflict, or if you run into conflict and you don't jump out, pride keeps you in conflict because you got to keep on arguing back and forth, back and forth. I got to prove I'm right. I got to prove this, everything that, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. All you have to prove is that you know your worth and that you're going to fly like an eagle. Yes. Hey, Blended Whiskey, how are you? Blended, you are great. Every day you are great. You're amazing. There's no mistake about you. The greatness that you have inside of you may be bottled up, but shake it enough, the cap is going to pop right off. Guys, I'm on Hello World every single night between 7 and 9. If you don't know your worth, trust and believe when you find it, man, you will become unstoppable. And you will not need to be cocky. You will not need to force yourself anywhere because everything that you attract or need to attract will come to you. And you're going to fly like an eagle, just like Adam says. Don't be afraid to learn what your worth is. Don't be afraid. Because it's only going to help you become the person that God, your creator, whoever you believe in, set you out on this earth to be. And guys, you will absolutely understand what happiness is when you know your worth. If you don't believe me, that's fine. But in order for you to believe that I'm not talking crap, or if you think I'm talking crap, just take it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And give it a concerted effort, not just like to say, oh, I tried and she's wrong. No. Give it The same amount of energy that you have been given, oh, I can't. Give it that much energy. And I guarantee you, maybe you might not get it right, but you're going to get it. Think of Tommy and Tammy today. They didn't think they would be able to do a squat on that ball, but they did it. They did 5 of them. Even if their legs wobbled a little bit, they did it. They defeated the I can't. You can defeat the I can't. And I don't care how old you are, because they're older than me, and they still squatted. Boom. If they can do it, and if I could convince them that they can do it, and honestly, all I did was give them the encouragement. They made up in their mind and said, you know what, I'm going to test to see if Joy's talking okay or if she's talking foolish shit. Because every time they said, I'm going to fall off. I was like, no, you're not going to fall off. You're going to be able to do it. Your legs are going to wobble because it happened to me. But eventually you will get it. They did it. Tammy did 10. Tommy did 5. I don't care how wobbly their feet were. The fact is they did it. That's all you need to prove to yourself. You can do it. Anything you tell your mind, within reason, you can do it. I am here every single night between 7 and 9. That's when I start. I want you guys to know your worth. If that's part of my legacy, I want that to be carried on, guys. That is part of my legacy. I want you to know your worth. I want you to be great. I want you to excel in dimensions and things that you thought you could not do. I want you to, because I want to prove to your mind that keeps on telling you all of these negative things that you're wrong. And I'm stronger than the no's and the can'ts. Because we all have that. I have to tell myself that I'm stronger than the can'ts and the no's that often sometimes try to paralyze me. I will not allow that to happen. Neither should you. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You were created out of love. You are loved. There is no mistake about your life, even if it may not be as good as you think it should have been. Start today to make it better. You can't rewrite history, but you can rewrite history by doing it now. But you can't change what has already been done. You cannot erase. There is no eraser for what happened last week, yesterday, 5 minutes ago. You can't erase it. It's okay though, but you can start fresh now by writing a new script. You are an inspiration. You inspire me, and that's a big thing in my book, because I wouldn't just allow anybody to inspire me. You're creating and manifesting every day. So whatever you create, whatever you think about, make sure you know that's what you're creating. Whatever reality that keeps on happening over and over again, think about what you're thinking about, because that's helping you to be that over and over again, whether it's something good or bad. Live your life with purpose. Live your life on purpose. Be grateful. Be thankful. You have a gift that will sometimes and eventually stop giving. So I suggest that you take advantage of it, no matter where you are in this life. I don't care what's going on. Take advantage of it, because it can change within a blink of an eye, for better or worse. If you want to get to know anything about me, my company, Be the Difference Clothing, check the links down below. Please share the stream, because you never know what you're saying in the chat or what I may be saying that might encourage somebody who may not feel that they have it in them. Because guys, once you ignite that spark, we're all going to be a blazing fire, a blazing inferno of greatness. And you know how that's going to continue to stay that way is because we keep encouraging each other. We keep on filling each other with greatness. We keep on motivating. We keep on saying great things to each other. We keep on doing things to edify and uplift each other. We're not going to be perfect at it all the time. Well, guess what? I shouldn't have used that word because there's no such thing as perfection. We're not going to always get it all the time because we have our temperaments and our moods sometimes, and sometimes we're tired. Sometimes we're hungry. And if those combinations come out, you're not going to get the best of anyone. Sometimes we're hurting, but it's okay because it doesn't outweigh the amazingness that really fills you. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time each and every day. I really do appreciate it. But never give up. Because when you give up, you're just telling life, I don't want this anymore. And then it'll start giving you reasons why you don't want this anymore. But enjoy your life. Continue to be productive. Continue to reach those unlimited potentials that we all have, right? Let's not just scratch the surface. Let's go take a chisel and break that thing up. So until we meet again, guys, I just want to say thank you for joining me on another episode of Hello World. With your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing, I am signing out saying, Hello World.